Do you want to turn your Diluc damage from this into this? Howdy guys, what's going on, and welcome to the video on Genshin Impact. My name is Ventus SGN. In this video, I'm going to show you a low-budget Mona Bennett Sucrose combo that will maximize your Diluc damage without needing to have max constellations, the best gear, or max talents with your characters. This is by no means a video to flex my awesome Diluc damage, because truth to be told, he could be a lot stronger than this, and this damage could be bigger if my characters were stronger. But that's the whole point of this video, to be able to make your characters that are not as powerful as some whales do more with less. And it's simple as just using your characters. It can all be boiled down to elemental reactions and stacked stat buffing. And believe me, it sounds a lot more complex than it really is. First, elemental reactions are what the game teaches you throughout the entire time you play it. You hit cryo with fire and you get melt. You hit electro with hydro and you get electro charge. Doing things like this have different effects on different targets. Sometimes you get more damage as a benefit. In the case of this video, one phasing the cryo Regis Vine, I'm using a few different things working together simultaneously to increase my damage. And before I go on, I'm certain there is some expert down in the comments who is going to point out some mistake I've made in this video, and to that person I'll just say, my bad G, it's not that serious. And to you who is here to understand how to do something in the game, this is how I understand it and the basic gist of how it works, and based off of this information, I'm sure you can go on to do greater things. I didn't have anyone to show me how to do these things. I had to figure out the finer points on my own through trial and error. So I'm sorry if this isn't a perfect pro guide, but what I'm doing works for me, and if you have information I'm missing, please kindly share it in the comments. So the cryo Regis Vine is obviously cryo, right? Like in the example, when cryo gets hit with pyro, in this case Diluc, there is an increased damage. It is possible to affect the cryo Regis Vine with cryo to further increase damage to get the melt effect, but in this example, I'm taking advantage of Mona's unique abilities to increase my damage on the cryo Regis Vine. There are certain characters in the game who have abilities that are designed to increase the overall power of your character. Bennett, Sucrose, and Mona are all characters that have those qualities about them to do just that. Think of them as superchargers for your other characters. One of them alone can enhance your attack damage by a great deal. Check this out, my Diluc is nothing special, literally. He has one constellation, he's level 80, and his elemental burst talent, Dawn, is only at level 7. A whale will look at this Diluc and call him trash, and he would not be wrong. In this game, there is only powerful and trash, no in between. The weapon I have on him for this is a level 80 Wolf's Gravestone. It's a strong weapon for sure, but it still could be stronger. His artifacts are average at best as well, but he's using the full Crimson Witch of Flame set, which does increase pyro damage, especially when met with electro for overloaded. Melting or vaporizing does increase damage as well, but not as much. This set also increases pyro damage when you use your elemental skill, but this buff has a very small window of opportunity, only 10 seconds, so it has to be quick, but the reward can be substantial. For this clip, I maintained the 10-second window with Diluc and used Ganyu for cryo melt, and the results were incredible. Diluc's Dawn hitting initially for over 70,000 points of damage. Here, using his elemental skill to get the stat bonus really shows off how powerful an effect it really is, showing 30k damage for hits of the skill combo. But that's not all that goes into making damage. Like I said earlier, these other characters play a role, and trust me, it is not hard to do or understand, and it all just boils down to using the characters at the right time and having them equipped with the right gear. So we already looked at Diluc, and FYI, you don't have to have a max level 5-star Wolf's Gravestone or anything crazy to do this. The prototype Ammonus works just fine. If you don't know what the prototype Ammonus is, it's the sword that you craft at the blacksmith for like free. So first, let's take a look at Bennett. His party boosting ability, Fantastic Voyage, is an AoE buff that raises HP, and if the active character's HP is above 70%, there is an attack bonus. This bonus is based off of Bennett's base attack, so make sure that you have a weapon on him that raises his base attack the most. The weapon I'm using for this is the Festering Desire. It's the most refined one-hand sword I have, and its base attack is 478. The artifact set that I have on Bennett plays a major part as well. He has the noblest 4-piece set, which states using an elemental burst increases all party members' attack for 12 seconds. So for this example, whenever I start my combo, I keep a mental countdown after I hit Bennett's attack, 12 seconds to launch everything else to get the bonus. And I know what some of you might be thinking, like, this is too much to do with all this timing and whatever, but really it all just boils down to sequence of events and doing them as quickly as possible. Bennett's Fantastic Voyage buff and the Noblest Set buff both have a 12-second duration. So that means you have 12 seconds to do what you're going to do after you hit Bennett's Fantastic Voyage. Sucrose is another key factor of this combo because of her two passive abilities. First, Catalyst Conversion, which states that when Sucrose triggers a swirl reaction, all characters in the party with the matching element excluding Sucrose have their Elemental Mastery increased by 50 for 8 seconds. Elemental Mastery is the scale in which elemental reaction damage is measured. Her other passive, Molus Favonius, states that whenever Sucrose uses either her elemental skill or elemental burst to hit an opponent, all characters' elemental mastery is increased by an amount equal to 20% of Sucrose's elemental mastery for 8 seconds. So here, it's where you have to take a look at Sucrose and see what you have on her and how you can increase her elemental mastery. On my Sucrose, I simply have 2-piece Instructor and 2-piece Wanderer's Troop, 2 sets that raise elemental mastery by 80. For her weapon, I use the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers. This weapon also plays a minor role in raising damage. This weapon states that when switching characters, the new character taking the field has their attack increased by 48% for 10 seconds. This is why I use her last in the combo before Diluc comes out, so he gets the extra attack buff on top of what Bennett already gives him. Now, Mona is clearly an optional choice here. In the example I'm showing you, I intended to get her Omen buff on top of her Hydra elemental reaction with Diluc. Mona's Elemental Burst, Illusory Bubble, deals damage and makes targets wet. It also has an ability called Omen, which states that it gives a damage bonus, also increasing the damage of the attack that causes the damage. However, the problem lies in the fact that at level 3, her Omen only lasts for 4 seconds, and with the combination that I'm using, Omen just doesn't seem to work right. I've switched it up and had her go last in the rotation, giving her the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers and equipping Sucrose with a weapon that gives her increased elemental mastery, but this does not do anything good at all, as you can see in these examples. On paper, it sounds like this should be the move, but after trial and error for like an hour, having her go after Bennett but before Sucrose seems like the method. Watch. The weapon I have on her is the Sacrificial Fragments, and artifacts are 4-piece Wanderer's Troop. If I've made any obvious oversights and errors in this video, I apologize. I've read and tested everything that I've shown here and backed up with my own gameplay. However, I am not perfect. So please, feel free to correct any mistakes that I've made in the comments if you spot them. And again, if this video wasn't to showcase my damage, but to help my viewers understand how to do more damage with what I've learned. If this video was helpful to you in any way, shape, or form, you can show me your thanks by hitting the like button. And if you want more videos like this on Genshin Impact, subscribe to this channel and turn all notifications on. And check out some of the other content I've uploaded on this game already in the playlist. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.